Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Birari working as a system professor in chemistry at Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nasik. Today we will study preparation, properties and applications of some synthetic rubber like Buna N, PVC and Teflon. We know that rubber is made from the sap of rubber trees and that rubber is used to make objects such as rubber bands, erasers, tires, gloves and balloons. Rubber it is the sticky elastic solid which is produced from milky liquid called as latex, and rubber it can be classified as natural or synthetic rubber. In previous lecture we have studied all about natural rubber. Now in today's lecture we will study some synthetic rubber, its preparation, properties and uses. What is natural rubber? Natural rubber is a high molecular weight linear hydrocarbon polymer which exhibits elasticity and other rubber like properties. Natural rubber is obtained from the latex, white liquid, which is present in rubber trees, whereas the synthetic rubber it is any type of artificial elastomer, invariably a polymer. An elastomer is a material with the mechanical property that it can undergo much more elastic deformation under stress than most materials and still return to its previous size without permanent deformation. So that synthetic rubber serves as a substitute to natural rubber in many cases, especially when improved material properties are needed. So, artificially prepared rubber like product which can be stretched more of its original length and returns rapidly to its original shape and dimension when the stretching force is released, and returns rapidly to its original shape called as synthetic rubber. The first synthetic rubber was made in Germany during World War I when Allied forces of America, Britain cut off the supply of natural rubber to Germans, and the starting material was 2,3-dimethyl-butadiene which is monomer, which on polymerization gives synthetic rubber. So how the synthetic rubbers can be prepared? Preparation of synthetic rubber, as I have told that the first synthetic rubber was made in Germany during World War I when Allied forces of America, Britain cut off the supply of natural rubber to Germans. Therefore, the starting material was 2,3-dimethyl-butadiene. From that, the synthetic rubber can be prepared. This was further developed by polymerization of butadiene with sodium, and the synthetic rubber is obtained which is having the name Buna. So what is Buna N? So it is formed by butadiene and natrium. It is a copolymer. So neoprene, that is polychloroprene. It is a polymer of chloroprene which formed by joining together the monomers of chloroprene. So what is that reaction? Here chloroprene, that will be 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene, undergo polymerization to give neoprene which is polymer of chloroprene. Then Buna N, it is a copolymer of 1,3-butadiene and acrylonitrile. It is formed in the presence of a peroxide catalyst. So it is the reaction by which Buna N will be formed. 1,3-butadiene, that is a monomer, reacts with acrylonitrile, undergo copolymerization to form Buna N, CH2CH double bond CH, CH2CH2CHCN. Number of these units are joined to each other known as polymer. So The polymerization of butadiene will be developed with the sodium, and the synthetic rubber obtained was named as Buna. That means butadiene plus natrium. Natrium is used for sodium. Russian also developed another rubber called as neoprene, and the neoprene, it is also the polymer of chloroprene, which formed by joining together the monomers of chloroprene, which was also the result of the polymerization of 2-chlorobutadiene. 2-chlorobutadiene undergo polymerization to form neoprene. The most important synthetic rubber is a copolymer of butadiene and styrene. This rubber is called as SBR, styrene butadiene rubber, or GRS, government rubber styrene. Already in previous lectures we have studied in detail manufacture of SBR or GRS rubber, also its properties and uses. There are numerous examples of natural and synthetic rubbers. We will be discussing some of them here. Polyisoprene, Buna-CB, butyl rubber, neoprene, silicone rubber, Buna-N, Buna-S. So in today's lecture we will study the important synthetic rubbers like Buna-N, polyvinyl chloride and Teflon. Let us see first of all Buna-N. What is all about Buna-N? So Buna is a synthetic rubber which is available in a wide range of products today. It was originally used exclusively in the tire industry. And the trade name Buna, it stands for the starting materials, that is butadiene and sodium, which is also the name natrium. So that from this the word is formed Buna. The first commercial production plant for synthetic rubber started operation in 1937. So Buna-N is a synthetic rubber. It is a copolymer of 75% butadiene and 25% acrylonitrile. We should remember it is a copolymer. Already we have studied about homopolymer and copolymer in previous lectures. So Buna-N, it is a copolymer of 75% butadiene and 25% acrylonitrile. It is prepared by emulsion polymerization, where the dispersion medium is water and the emulsifying agents used in this process are soaps and fatty acids. Fatty acids may be olive, myristic and palmitic acid, or anionic soaps and cationic soaps such as dodecylamine hydrochloride, etc. Then cumin hydroperoxide is used as polymerization initiators, which are used in small amounts, and Fe2 plus salts, which are used as polymerization promoters in small amounts, and Na2P4O7 as completing agent or complexing agent. And hydroquinone is used as polymerization terminators. So we should remember it is a copolymer, then it is prepared by emulsion polymerization, dispersion medium is water, emulsifying agents are soaps, fatty acids, then cumin hydroperoxide used as polymerization initiators, Fe2 salts polymerization promoters, Na2P4O7 complexing agent, and hydroquinone as polymerization terminators. To stop the reaction as a desired product, chain sweepers such as hydroquinone are used, and they are called as polymerization terminators. Now, what is the actual mechanism involved for the formation of Buna-N by emulsion polymerization? So, emulsion polymerization mechanism includes monomers, dispersion medium, emulsifier, and water soluble initiator. So monomer, it is butadiene and acrylonitrile, Then dispersion medium, it is water. And emulsifying agents, these are soaps and fatty acids which are used in this process. So that is the stage first, in which the surfactants and monomers are used. Then there is the formation of monomer droplet. Then these are the other stages which are also involved in the formation of BUNA-N by emulsion polymerization. So that is the stage second, it is stage third, and there is the formation of polymer latex. So diffusion of monomer from monomer droplet to the micelle occurs, and after that there is complete disappearance of monomer droplets and the formation of polymer latex. So that is overall the mechanism by which BUNA-N will be formed with emulsion polymerization. Then let us see the properties of BUNA-N. It shows excellent resistance to heat, sunlight, acids, oils and salts. It is less resistant to alkalis than rubber. It is attributed to the presence of cyano groups, that is cyanide group. The copolymer is low in tensile strength as it possesses irregular structure like SBR rubber. The tensile strength is increased by adding reinforcing pigment. Then abrasion resistance is up to the mark. Also it is less resilient, that is elastic or rubbery, than natural rubber. Heat resistance is up to the standard, and the freezing point also increases with addition in nitrile content. When properly vulcanized with carbon black, it is used in petrol pipes and tanks. The vulcanized nitrile rubber is more resistant to heat and aging than natural rubber and may be exposed to high temperature. So that when properly vulcanized with carbon black, it is also used in petrol pipes and tanks. Then the uses of BUNA-N. It is resistant to oil, fuel and other chemicals. Non-latex gloves for the preparation of adhesives and as a pigment binder. Use as synthetic leather, also in printers roller. So these are the uses of BUNA-N. It is used in making fuel tanks, gasoline hoses, conveyor belts, higher altitude aircraft components, etc. It is also used in tank lining, gasket, printing rollers, adhesive, oil resistant foams and also in automobile parts. In the form of latex, it is used for impregnation paper, textiles and leather. So these are the number of uses of BUNA-N. Then let us see the second synthetic rubber, that is polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Polyvinyl chloride is the third most used plastic after polyethylene and polypropylene. Due to its durability, strength and cost effectiveness, it has wide applications. On adding plasticizers, it is being used as phthalates, which is used in clothing industry, implantable material and rubber replacement industries. Pure PVC is a white brittle solid. It is insoluble in alcohol but slightly soluble in tetrahydrofuran, that is in THF. It is made from salt about 57% and oil or gas about 43%. Commercial production, in that salt dissolved in water is chemically decomposed by passing an electric current which produces chlorine, caustic soda and hydrogen, while oil or gas is refined and cracked to give ethylene. When chlorine and ethylene are combined, the product is ethylene dichloride, again transformed to give vinyl chloride, and then the basic building block of PVC, that is the basic building block of polyvinyl chloride. How the monomer for polyvinyl chloride is prepared. So it is the commercial method for the preparation of monomer of PVC. The monomer vinyl chloride, which is a gas at ordinary temperature, can be prepared by adding HCl to acetylene or cracking ethylene dichloride. So when we observe, first step with vinyl chloride monomer is prepared by cracking 1,2-dichloroethane. So this one is 1,2-dichloroethane. Then there is the formation of vinyl chloride plus HCl. Then vinyl chloride may be produced by the addition of HCl to acetylene. So this one is acetylene plus HCl in presence of catalyst at 150 degrees Celsius. It forms vinyl chloride, and this one ethylene chloride undergo the reaction at 500 degrees Celsius under the pressure to give vinyl chloride. So the free radical addition of polymerization of vinyl chloride gives polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC. So it is the commercial method for the preparation of monomer. So what is the monomer for polyvinyl chloride? That is vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is monomer and it is prepared by these two methods. Let us see the preparation of polyvinyl chloride. PVC is produced by polymerization of monomer vinyl chloride. The production involves suspension and emulsion polymerization, where suspension has a major share as compared to emulsion polymerization, and the structure of polymer is linear. The free radical addition polymerization of vinyl chloride, it gives polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC. So when we use the monomer vinyl chloride, it undergo free radical polymerization, addition polymerization of vinyl chloride to give polyvinyl chloride, which is a polymer, and the structure of polymer is linear. So number of vinyl chloride units join to each other to form polymer PVC, polyvinyl chloride, either by suspension polymerization, either by emulsion polymerization. It involves the free radical vinyl polymerization to form polymer of polyvinyl chloride. Now the properties of PVC. When we observe weathering stability, PVC is resistive to aggressive environmental factors. Therefore, the material of choice for roofing. Versatility, PVC can be flexible and rigid. Also having fire protection, because the PVC material is resistant to ignition due to its chlorine content. Polymer chains are mainly linear with little branching, and it is highly insoluble material and resists the actions of acids and alkalis. PVC products can last up to 100 years and even more. Then energy recovery, when we compare, PVC has high thermal power. When utilized in incinerators, PVC provides power and heat for home and also for industry. PVC can be made impervious to liquids and also to vapors. It is good electrical insulator. PVC is recyclable more than other plastics. Also economical efficiency, when we observe, PVC is the cheapest of the large tonnage polymers, providing many products with the best quality price ratio. Now, where PVC can be used, what are the uses and applications of polyvinyl chloride? So there are number of applications. First, it is used in medical field. There are medical application, that is blood storage containers can be prepared by using PVC. Also transport, dashboard and door panels. It is used in buildings and constructions. Also for packaging, pipes and wire coatings, PVC can be used. In art and also in design, that can be used. So it is used as manufacture of artificial leather, householding articles such as tablecloths, curtains, floor coverings, pipes and other laminated materials. So the number of applications of PVC, as polyvinyl chloride is relatively low cost, biological, chemical resistance and workability of it resulted in it being used in many applications, such as it is used in pipes, also it is used in electrical cables, insulator for cables. It is used for sewage pipes and other pipe applications where cost or vulnerability to corrosion limit the use of metal. Also, PVC is an insulator and hence used for insulation of electric cables. For this purpose, it must be plasticized. Also, there are other applications of PVC for the manufacture of artificial leather, for the preparation of tablecloths, curtains, gramophones, records, floor coverings. PVC can be used. In short, it is used in construction, clothing, furniture, sports, healthcare, flooring, etc. Here this image we can observe, that is a black PVC pants. So number of uses: for the manufacture of artificial leather, also used as an insulator for cables, for the manufacturing of pipes and other laminated materials, PVC can be used. Then the next synthetic rubber or the next polymer we will study, that is Teflon, polytetrafluoroethylene, which is known as PTFE. What is PTFE? That is polytetrafluoroethylene. It is better known by its brand name, that is Teflon. So Teflon is brand name for polytetrafluoroethylene. You likely have a collection of non-stick pots and pans that are coated with polytetrafluoroethylene. So it stands for PTFE, stands for polytetrafluoroethylene. It is a solid form of fluorocarbon and a compound with elevated molecular weight. It consists mainly of fluorine and carbon. It is hydrophobic, which means that it cannot be made wet by substances containing water or by water itself. So the polymer produced in Britain known as Fluon and in USA as Teflon. The monomer used is tetrafluoroethylene and polymer is polytetrafluoroethylene. We should remember, in Britain that name Fluon and in USA the name for this is Teflon. Now what is the monomer for Teflon? The monomer used is tetrafluoroethylene, that is CF2 double bond CF2, which is a gas at room temperature with boiling point minus 76 degrees Celsius, and there are various methods for the preparation of this monomer. Now let us see the preparation of monomer tetrafluoroethylene. Tetrafluoroethylene can be prepared from chloroform. Chloroform on reaction with HF at 65 degrees Celsius in presence of SbCl5 gives a mixture of chlorofluoromethane, and the chlorofluoromethane on heating at 600 to 500 degrees Celsius gives tetrafluoroethylene as monomer. So this one is the first method. From chloroform, tetrafluoroethylene monomer can be prepared. Chloro-difluoromethane further on heating at 600 to 500 degrees Celsius gives tetrafluoroethylene, which is nothing but monomer. And the tetrafluoroethylene monomer combines or undergo polymerization to form polymer, that is polytetrafluoroethylene. The polymerization is carried out with redox initiators such as H2O2 and FeSO4. So these are the reactions by which Teflon monomer can be prepared. Now let us see the preparation of tetrafluoroethylene polymer from the monomer, that is the synthesis of polytetrafluoroethylene or Teflon. Polymerization is carried out in the presence of redox initiators such as H2O2 and FeSO4. In some cases, oxygen is also used as the initiator. Great care has to be taken during polymerization because the reaction is exothermic and it can result in violent explosion. So, the polymerization occurs by free radical mechanism. In presence of peroxide initiator, tetrafluoroethylene undergoes polymerization giving polytetrafluoroethylene, which is commonly called as Teflon. But the care should be taken during polymerization because the reaction is exothermic and it can result in violent explosion. So, the monomer units join to each other under high pressure by free radical polymerization mechanism in the presence of redox initiators to form Teflon, that is polytetrafluoroethylene. Polymerization of tetrafluoroethylene gives formation of polytetrafluoroethylene, which is the polymer of TFE, which is also known as Teflon. It is the structure of polytetrafluoroethylene. Then the properties of Teflon. Teflon is linear polymer with no branching and is a thermoplastic. It has high degree of crystallinity with high melting point about 327 degrees Celsius. Practically, it is insoluble in any solvent. It shows high resistance to corrosive chemicals. It is not wetted by either water or oil. Also having high thermal stability, low coefficient of friction and an excellent electrical insulating material. Hence, it is also called as wonder plastic. We should remember Teflon or PTFE also called as wonder plastic because it have an excellent electrical insulating material. Teflon having high softening point, high density, high thermal stability, high chemical resistance, good electrical insulators, and mechanical properties do not change over prolonged periods even at high temperature. Teflon molecule has a highly regular structure with configuration leading to 136 helix. It is highly crystalline and also having high melting point about 335 to 350 degrees Celsius. It is non-flammable, a first class electrical insulator, self-lubricator. It is also highly viscous and does not flow readily. So these are different properties of Teflon. Then the uses of Teflon. Teflon is a synthetic fluoropolymer of tetrafluoroethylene. It is the non-stick coating on your frying pans. It is used as lubricants in machinery. Powdered Teflon is used as an oxidizer in pyrotechnics. Teflon input in sportswear to reduce frictions induced blisters. Teflon is used in making articles such as pump walls and pipes, gaskets, seats and protective linings in chemical plants. It is also used for electrical insulation of wires and cables. It is used in the making of non-stick frying pans, stopcock for burettes. It is used as solid lubrication film. It is used as electrical insulations, used for coating of raincoat, and it is used as a non-stick surface to prevent adhesion of glues, doughs, confectionery mixtures. Then the thin fluon sleeves are used to prevent the locking of stoppers and joints in chemical apparatus. So these are the applications of Teflon. It is used in making articles such as pump walls and pipes, gaskets, seats and protective linings in chemical plants. It is also used as lubricants. It is non-flammable, a first-class electrical insulator, and also it is a self-lubricator. It is highly viscous and does not flow readily. It is used as non-stick surface to prevent adhesion of glues and confectionery mixture. So in today's lecture we have studied preparation, properties and applications of Buna-N, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and polytetrafluoroethylene, that is Teflon. In next lecture we will study preparation, properties and uses of resins. Thank you.